Welcome back to Big Dog's Repair Shop. I've been organizing and I'll show you what I did and then I'll show you what I'm doing. Be right back. Alright, this is going to be part 4 on this Kohler Command 17.5 horse motor. I got my parts, but I'm going to show you what I was doing. I've been organizing all my parts. The carburetors that you saw and everything wasn't half the stuff. There was others. All right, let's go out here and I'm going to show you what I'm doing with the Kohler. Got it here in this bucket, all the parts, plastic parts and everything that I want cleaned. And I'm going to use a little super clean little zap, fill it with water, let it soak, and then while I'm working on the engine, we'll see what happens, how clean it gets. All right, be right back. Okay, what are we going to do today? We're going to clean the inside of our flywheel from all the crud that's in here. We're going to make sure the magnets are all stuck and working. We're going to make sure that the magnets work on the back edge here. These magnets work. Magnets are in place. I'm going to get rid of all this garbage inside here. I'm going to clean off all the rust on the magnets here. Then we're going to go ahead, we're going to take the wires. We're going to take the wires off from the regulator. We're going to unscrew it from here, take this alternator off. Take this alternator off. Take the wires. Unscrew everything. Clean all this garbage out of here. Then we're going to go ahead and take the carburetor out. And we're going to match them up with the stuff we got. Then on the other side we have the fuel pump. So I got the fuel pump too. Let's see how much of this we can get done today. So let's start here first. We'll go ahead and we'll clean all this out. So you're just going to need a little screwdriver, a few little things. But what you want to do is scrape all that stuff out of there. It's all grass. Look at all that. Get in between each magnet. Get all that out of there. A lot of stuff is stuck in there. Want to get something with a little bit of a 90 degree in there. Get underneath those magnets. There's a lot of stuff in there, believe me. Thing's been sitting for who knows how long. All the mice and everybody been making their nests. And that's all what this is. So now let's vacuum that up. let's check those magnets. Beautiful. I see one of these magnets has a little break in it, but it's not that bad. Let's flip this over. We're going to check these magnets. Okay. The magnets aren't working, you're not going to get a spark. So we'll get a piece of rose cloth, clean that off. We got a little bit of emery here. Use the emery cloth. Okay, back with the rose cloth. All right. Doesn't have to be perfectly clean, but you want to get most of that rust off. They say it doesn't affect the spark. All right, now I see back here we got more crud back here. Okay, we'll get rid of that too. Now if you want, you could go ahead with a wire brush and clean all this stuff off, the rust and everything, but there's really not a need to do that. Now, we're going to put this aside and we're going to work on the top. Okay. First thing we want to do is disconnect these wires from the regulator clip, because the two white ones are AC, and then it goes into the regulator and turns it into DC, and we want to get that off because it goes through the block here and everything's connected. So what I have here is a bunch of tools to take off those clips in the regulator clip. So what we want to do is if you look right there, and there's a little slot here and a wide slot on top. You want to put the tool in on the bottom of the little slot. Wiggle it around a little bit. Then that wire will pull out. Same with the other side. That wire will pull out. Now what you're doing with this tool is, there's a special little, well, it's a little clip back here that you're pushing in. Okay. To lock it inside. So while you got it here, you might as well pull those things out again, just a little bit, not too much, just so they clip back in when you put it back on. Okay, so those are off. Now, what do we have here is this wire is for your anti-backfire preventer valve for the carburetor. This wire that the mice chewed up, well, that one there is for your coil. Remember I showed you the coil. And that's what the mice ate. We did get a new coil too, or I did find another coil in my part spins. Now, what do we want to do? We want to take this whole set of wires out. Remember how they go back in, or take a picture or something, just so you know how it goes back in. I'm going to use a 5/16 and loosen up these screws. I'm going to take that right off of there. I'm going to put this back on so I don't lose it. If you know where it went, that's half the battle. You don't have to tighten it up, you just have to get it back on there. Now we can pull these wires out. Let's see. I don't know how they got it in there, but we're going to squish that a little bit so it goes in through that little slot that's in there. Yeah, squish it a little bit. There we go. Okay, put these wires back here. Now, I'm going to take the armature off. Again, we have another 5/16 with a clip on there holding it. We're going to take that off. Now, what I did is I sprayed some lubricant on there prior to taking them apart. This is what I used. It's a penetrate and rust remover. And I sprayed each one of these before, even the ones on an armature, before I even attempted to take them off. And I let them sit for a while. Well, actually, a couple days. Let's take the 5/16 off here for the armature. There's only two usually. Take those off. Now we could take the armature. We don't know if this is good or not, but I have another one. Let me take this clip. I need this clip. Okay. We're going to take this and throw it outside for now. Once again, I'm going to put the screws back. So I don't lose them. Yeah, I could put them in a magnetic tray too, but you know what? They're safer right where they are. Just like this here. I left these on. I know where they are. Okay, let's put this back. Okay. Now we can vacuum all that out of there. shells in here. Look at this. And mice, they must have lived in here for a long time. Yeah, there's nuts in here. They never ate. These are called, around here they're called pig nuts. You could eat them, they're good. But it's hard to get the nut out of it. Yeah, let's scrape around here and get some of this stuff off. Okay. Okay, that's much better already. Now, we've got the flywheel off. I'm going to put that aside. Okay, now we're going to take this tube off here. That goes to the carburetor. It's connected right in here. See it right here? So we're going to disconnect it here. We're going to take the screw off up here. And this is where it went into the pump. The gas pump right in here. Oh. This is where it went into this gas pump. Alright, so let's take that apart. We'll take the screw off first on top. Okay, where are we? I'm going to leave the bracket on there, but I'm going to put the screw back. Okay. Now, I'll go around this other end. And we're going to take the hose off. Right here. Now, I like to use a pair of flat duckbill pliers. If you look at these pliers, where's the camera? Here we are. These are called duckbill pliers. They grab a hold of the two ends. get around you guys. And then move it up. Now we're going to hold the hose and move the tube. Okay. So now we know that's broken loose. Let's go ahead and take the carburetor off. Right here. These are 10 millimeter. There's 2 of them. Yep, 10 millimeter. Take that off. Let's get a little magnetic tray. Put our parts in. Okay. And take the breather right off for here of the valve cover. Pull this right back. Now we could throw this in to get it cleaned, but it's not that bad. So I'm just going to put it aside. Here's our carburetor. Pretty nasty looking, huh? Okay. Seems that we got the rubber gas hose here. I'm going to cut it because it's pretty hard. I'll get another one. It'll make it easier to take it off. Alright, here's that piece that we're going to clean. The whole thing's all rusty and everything. Yeah, we're going to clean that up. Carburetor is going to come out so far. This is the one that you have to disconnect. Yeah. Alright, this is the one you have to disconnect. Your throttle. A governor. There's a little plastic clip there. You got to move it up. There we go. Then this governor arm will come off. The clip's going to want to come off. So make sure it stays right where it is. Let's slide the carburetor back now. And this has a little Z-bend, S-bend, and that'll come right off. Now you do have a ground cable. Gonna have to come off. 5/16 with a locking washer on it. We're just going to put it back lightly. So here's our carb. Nasty looking. It's been in there for years with all those critters and everything. Alright, we'll put that aside for now. Let's take a look inside. Look at that in there. Ooh. Yeah, we'll have to clean that off too. The valve guide stems look good. All right. Let's go ahead. Shall we take the starter off again or no? I don't think so. Let's get our pump, our gas pump, and put it in. Where'd you go? Over here. All right. What came in our box? So we have all kinds of stuff. Okay, first of all, I want to clean the surface off over here. And I'm going to use where are you? Well, that came out really nice. All right. See, with one of these, you don't need to turn on the air. All right, I'm going to come back to you in a moment because I want to go get one more tool. I'll be back. Okay. I went and got this tool, figuring I could depress those two ends back here, but they're too wide for that type of clip. So that's not going to work. So what we got to do is we got to take this clip, we got to put it on here and pull it over to the other clip. I'm going to need both hands here and on my chest to do this because, wow. Come on. There we go. So what that does is makes, see how what the shape this is in? Like an oval. Makes this more round. Now if you had your old pump, you'd know how it came out, but this one here didn't have one. So I know that it has to go in this hole and then straighten out like that. So this bottom one has a 90-degree that I have to put in here, but you don't want to put it in like that. You want to put it in at a slight angle. So before you put it in, put a little oil on the O-ring. It will make it a lot easier to put in. So let me get a little oil on there. A little lightweight oil. That's all you need. Now, because you're going to be putting it in this way, it's on this side. What I want to do is line up this with that whole that spring end there. Okay. Once you got it in there, pull it out. Easier said than done. There we go. Okay. All right. When I do that, I usually like to make sure it's in. Okay. Very good. Now the top one's going to be the same thing. Got to put this clip on there, and this one's straight, so it doesn't matter where there's no angles or nothing. All right, I'll be right back with this one. They ought to make a tool for this thing. There we go. All right. It's tough getting this ring on those little tabs, but you can do it. A little oil on the O-ring. Pop it right in. Once it's in, pull your tool out. Easier said than done. Okay. All right. That thing is in there. All right. So what do we want to do next? We want to put this red gasket on. It has a weird shape to it, which is this way. Okay, then we're going to take our other gasket, put that on top of that. They give you this, but a lot of times it don't work. So leave that out for now. What we're going to do, clean our surface. Make sure there's no oil on there. This is 3/8, I believe. This is 3/8 bolt. We want to line it up with the top hole first. I'm going to put her in there. Now this is 7/16. Must be 10 millimeter. Okay, 10 millimeter. Let's get the bottom one in too. Okay. Quite long. Those are the wrong bolts they gave us. Wow. Those are the wrong bolts they gave us. They're too long. Let's see. Let's see how far that goes in. Really not far at all. That's as far as it goes in. Look at these bolts. Way too long. So I'm going to have to find a couple bolts that are a lot shorter than that. Okay, they're metric bolts. I'm going to have to find something metric. It's a G 8.8, but I need them shorter for this to work. Yep. Well, I'm going to have to go to the big box store and pick up a couple. 8.8 by whatever it is going to be. Get a tape measure. 5/8 long. Okay, so I got to go shopping. I'll be back. Well then, I did go into my scrap parts. I never get rid of anything. These are 8.8 Gs, and this is a 8.8 J, and this is a, I don't know, but the threads are the same. So we can't use these because it's too long. We'll put them away for future. So let's go ahead and mount this pump up. There we go. Okay. So once again, we're going to go ahead, put the the gasket on. I'm going to put the long one on the bottom. And this has a 5/16 head. Okay, we'll give that a little snug. Line up the gaskets and the holes. And give her a good tighten up. Okay. What I'm planning on doing is getting rid of this pump, and I scribed out a piece of metal so I can tap that with a 1/4 pipe fitting and possibly use that. I use this as the template. I still don't know if I need to put that on there. Never did have to before. But they're always changing things, right? Okay, so pumps in. Now what do we want to do? I'm going to put this aside. We're going to go ahead and fix this. What we need to do is look at all that rust. Hopefully there's no holes. Okay, so we'll take this and try to clean it up. All right, so you know what I'm doing. I'm going to shut you off here until I'm done. Well, there you have it. I shined it all up. Now I'm going to paint it and put it on the engine. Now remember to have kept all your rubber hoses so you can match them up to make them the right distance that you need. For both sides. Although I don't think the other side did have one. No, the other side was missing anyway, so we don't have anything for the other side. But we do have gas line, and we will be putting that on. Okay. So, today I'm going to leave you showing you the parts I washed, and that'll be it for this video. Now we're going to have to go to part 5. Okay, we washed all our parts. This is going to be going back on the machine. And we'll see you tomorrow. See, this is Hank saying temporarily over and out.